Hi everyone, my name's Rochelle, and today I want to help you get prepared for parent-teacher conferences. We know that for some of you those are coming up, and we really want you to be able to use your ESGI data to get the most out of your parent conferences. So when you log into your ESGI account, expand this area to see your classes, groups, and students, and expand this area to see your subject tabs. Now, for some of you, you will see a purple tab. This indicates that the district has created tests and published them for you. Perhaps those are the ones that you'd like to report on for parents for parent conference. If so, choose that subject tab and choose a student. Here you can see the student data over here on the right-hand side. Now, as you know, one of the best ways to communicate with parents is that parent letter. So click on Reports to find the parent letter. From here, you can have the whole class selected and run the report if you would like. If you do that, it will print out a parent letter for each student with a page break in the middle. You can download this and print it out as a batch. Back on this screen, we want to point out that there are many options for printing that parent letter. One is the Notes section. These are the notes that you took when you were assessing the student. You may or may not want to have that on your parent letter for conferences, so you can deselect. Same with the summary that you may have added to the end of a testing session. Also, please know that you can edit the parent message. Just click on Parent Message. Here you can see the template that we have for English. If you'd like to make changes to it, click the Edit Message button. Here you can change what it says. Perhaps you'd like to say, thank you for coming to parent conferences. We're so happy that you will help your child on these skills. You can also make changes here. You can add, let's say, student ID to the top here. All you need to do is click and drag if you would like, for instance, to add your first name here. So now you can have that. When you save it, it will save the template for all English parent letters. If you'd like another language, just click here. Now, to go along with those parent letters, perhaps you'd like to print out some flashcards to go with it. That's found in the Activities section here. Click on Activities and Flashcards. Here again, you can print a batch of flashcards by having all students selected here, or you can just choose a student and print the flashcards. The flashcards will download and you can see them here. Notice that it has the child's name and the date on them. Another report that we think would be awesome to share at parent conferences is the Student Detail Report. Go to the Report section and click on Student Detail. Again, all students are selected here for convenience, but you can deselect and just choose one student if you'd like to run the report. On this Student Detail Report, you will see the students listed here. I have chosen to run them as a batch so that I would have a page break in between each one. You can see that it's got each test listed here, the scores showing the current marking period or all marking periods, the pie chart, and the history graph here. In addition, the correct and incorrect from the last testing session, which appears on the parent letter. You can see that I have all students here, and I can print these out as a batch by downloading them here. One addition that you might want to add to your student detail report and your parent letters is called the grade scale. You can see this is a color-coded scale that is set up to match your district's grades. So this one is a 4-point scale. We can accommodate any number of grade scales that you choose, and it does not have to be a number. It can be exceeds, meets, and progressing. Maybe you use letters. Set that up in your account. It's called grade scales. Then you can add it here and a parent can easily see which grade the student should receive. Setting up that grade scale is easy. Just go to the Reports section and click on Class Grades. Here, you can run a report and set the grade scale. 4321 is what this teacher has chosen. However, you can see that we have other options here. Sometimes districts have already set it for you, and then you can easily run the report and include the grades on the parent letter and the student detail. Now let's talk about subject tabs. Perhaps you would like to report to parents about a variety of different tests that you've given during the year. Perhaps you have many gray tabs in your account where you've grouped tests together. Maybe for parent conference time, you want to make your own subject tab and include tests. Simply click on the plus sign here. Add a subject, and perhaps we want to call this Fall Conference Time. From here, choose the tests that you would like to add. Perhaps one of the tests that I'd like to find is uppercase. I typed that in the search and found the test. Then I can add it to my conference subject tab. I've also wanted to add lowercase and initial sounds. Now I'm ready to go back to the subject tabs, and we can see my fall conference tab has uppercase, lowercase, and initial sounds. Notice that there's data underneath each test, which is what I expect because I'd like to report the data to parents. Notice that these tests also live under the district's purple tab, so I'm simply pulling together a variety of tests from different subject tabs and putting them all together. The reason I want to do this is because these tests will now print on parent reports. Another way to get prepared for parent-teacher conferences is to make sure that you have the up-to-date data for all of your students. You may want to visit the Untested Students report to make sure that you're up to date. Click on Reports and Untested Students. Now here you can choose any of the subject tabs, and I have Fall Conference tab chosen. From here I can set the amount of time by weeks. So here I can say in the last 2 weeks, show me if I'm up to date or not up to date. If I click on each test, I then get a list of my students and says if they've been tested or not. If they've been tested in the last 2 weeks, I'll see a score here. But in this test, I see that all of my students need to be tested. So I simply click the test and launch the test for Hayden here. Here's an example of when a student has been tested in the last time period, this case being a week. You can see that we have scores here, and then we have other students who have not yet been tested. Very easy to launch the test just from here. Another idea for parent conference is to have some activities that you can send home. In addition to the flashcards, you may want to send home some writing practice. Here we have the sight words area. From here, choose your subject tab. We have that fall conference, and choose one of your sight word tests. Here you can download it and you'll be able to send home activity sheets for those students. You can see in the sight word practice, we have the word listed here, dotted word here, and then an area to practice. When you are preparing for parent conferences, you may want to look at your whole class performance. One of the best ways to do that is by clicking on the reports and choosing the class totals report. From here, you may want to choose the fall conference subject tab that we created earlier and then run the report. A couple of items up here that you may want to note is that you can display the results in a score or a percentage. You can display not tested as NT or simply with a 0. And you can show all marking periods as we're doing now or just your current marking period. Then what a lot of people don't know is that you can sort each one of these columns. Currently, these are in alphabetical order by last name. However, you can sort this uppercase letters test like this. Click it 2 times and your most proficient student is now here at the top, 26 out of 26 uppercase letters. Clicking on last name returns it to alphabetical order. And another thing you can do is you can use the average percent correct. So average percent correct takes all 4 of these tests and gives you an average score here. This is a percentage score, so if we click that twice, we can see that 74% mastered on these 4 tests here, and that score is for Braylin. You can download this as well if you'd like to view it in Excel format. The last thing we'd like to talk about today is scheduling parent conferences. ESGI does have a feature right here called Parent Conferencer. This allows you to schedule parent conferences and send home reminders for the parents. When you first log into the Parent Conferencer, you will set your dates and times. I have already preloaded 2 times here, but you simply click on Add Time and pick from the calendar. Mine are set up for 20 minutes apiece, but you can choose your own allotment here. In addition, you're going to add your days just by picking from the calendar. Once you have your grid made, then you simply drag and drop the students' names into the slots here. Notice that the student's name is checked off so that you can keep track of which students you have scheduled. Now from here, you can click on the student's name and see information about the conference, 8 o'clock, 20-minute length here, and which language to print in. Now we can download this parent letter here, and you will see that it looks like this. The top section gives information about the conference for the parent, and then down below is the part they cut off and send back where it says, yes, I will meet with you at the scheduled time, or no, these are 3 times and days that work better for me. Once you get that letter back, if you'd like to, you can just move that student to a new area. If you desire to change the message that a parent sees, you can click here for Edit Invitation and Reminder. Just like the parent letter, you can edit the message here, and you can add some information. You can add the student's name, their ID, your name to this parent invitation. In addition, use the drop-down menu for the reminder letter and the drop-down menu for another language. We hope that you are using ESGI to its fullest potential. But if you'd like to have any training, you can visit our Virtual Training Academy, our YouTube channel, or our support pages to get more videos like this one for how to best use ESGI. Thanks so much and have a great conference season.